Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix as well as a controversial moment in the race involving Lando Norris. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me and exit James's pit lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So it's Max Verstappen who won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but it's Lando Norris who is the world champion. Going into this race, Norris just needed to finish on the podium to be world champion, and he did that in Abu Dhabi, finishing in P3, but it wasn't the most straightforward race for Norris. At the start, he got overtaken by Oscar Piastri, and also in the first stint of the race, Norris was put under pressure by Ferrari's Charles Leclerc. Leclerc was looking really fast in the opening stint and was trying to overtake Norris. And then with Leclerc stopping early, McLaren were forced to cover Leclerc with Norris, and Norris came out ahead of Charles, but at the same time he had a whole load of cars in front of him. There was a huge train of cars that he had to clear, and this was championship critical. He had to get past those cars, and he did put moves on them. I thought it would take him time, but he did really get past those cars quickly. There was one controversial overtake which we'll get into. But yeah, Norris got past the cars, got back into P3, and from there he was pretty comfortable to the end of the Grand Prix. And speaking about winning the World Championship in Abu Dhabi, Norris said, "It's incredible, it's pretty surreal. I've dreamed about this for a long time. Everyone does. A lot goes into a season like this, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but none of that matters as long as you come out on top. That's what we managed to do. I did it with an incredible team." So congratulations to Norris for winning his first world title. And I think McLaren will be very happy with how that race played out. I mean, going into the Grand Prix, there was a lot of talk of would the team implement team orders and force Oscar Piastri to help Norris and in turn give up Piastri's title hopes. But by splitting the strategies and starting Norris on the medium tyres and Piastri on the hards, they did not need to implement team orders. I mean, Piastri did a 1-stop, Norris did a 2-stop, and Piastri finished ahead of Norris, and Norris was world champion. So yeah, as I say, McLaren will be happy with how that's played out. And speaking about Piastri, McLaren Racing Chief Executive Zack Brown said, "He's a future world champion. Both our guys won 7 races, drove brilliantly, supported each other. It's a cruel sport. Things sometimes go your way, sometimes don't. I'm excited to go racing with these 2 drivers next year." Now, I also just want to mention Verstappen because what a season he's had. I mean, going into this season, it was already very clear how strong a driver he is. But this year was just another level. That Red Bull has been nowhere near the level of the McLaren throughout this season. And at the summer break, he was over 100 points behind in the standings. So to take it to the last race, just be 12 points behind Norris going into the last race of the season. Fair play to Verstappen, and in my opinion it just shows why he's one of the greatest drivers of all time. Now, during the Grand Prix there was a controversial moment between Verstappen's teammate Yuki Tsunoda and Norris. Basically, Norris had to get past Tsunoda to get back into P3, and it was a similar situation to what you had in 2021. You know, Perez had to hold up Hamilton in order to allow Verstappen to close back in on Hamilton, and Perez did a really good job at that. But then going on to the back straight, Tsunoda weaved to break the toe, and his final move to the left as Norris attempted to pass on the inside prompted Norris to move even further to the inside across the white line, denoting the edge of the track, and Norris completed the pass outside the white line, and this was placed under investigation. Basically, Tsunoda was investigated for forcing another driver off the track, and Norris was investigated for leaving the track and gaining an advantage. Now, following the investigation, Tsunoda was given a 5-second time penalty for making more than one change of direction to defend position, and in their verdict, the stewards also revealed that he was given 1 penalty point, taking him to a total of 8 for the 12-month period. And in their verdict, the stewards said car 4 was making an overtaking move on car 22. Car 22 made a number of changes of direction, which ultimately resulted in car 4 having to go off track to avoid a collision. In doing so, car 22 also effectively forced car 4 off the track. Now, I think this was a fair penalty for Tsunoda, but Norris was not given a penalty for overtaking off the circuit. In their verdict, the stewards said the driver of car 4 overtook car 22 off track. However, this occurred because the driver of car 22 made multiple moves defending his position against car 4. Had car 22 not made those moves, car 4 would have overtaken it without going off track, but moved off track to avoid contact with car 22. Further, the driving standards guidelines provide that if a car is forced off, which was effectively what occurred here, it is not considered to have exceeded track limits. Whilst technically the overtake took place off track, we determine in view of the above to take no further action. Now, I'm in two minds about this. On the one hand, yes, Norris was forced off the track. At the same time though, I think there was just enough room for Norris to keep a tyre on the white line and therefore stay within track limits. And on top of that, should he have gone for the move when he saw what Tsunoda was doing and maybe be in a position where he had to go off track to make an overtake? So yeah, as I say, I'm in two minds about Norris not getting a penalty for this incident. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.